2 a.m. My daughter whispered, "Don't open the door, my husband." Can't find out, I called. The phone vibrated once. Then again. 2:03 a.m. No one calls at that hour unless something is already broken. I let it ring a third time before answering. Not out of hesitation, out of instinct, because some truths sound different in the dark. "Hello?" Silence, then a breath. Shallow, controlled, like someone trying not to exist. "Dad!" My spine locked. Her voice, but thinner, scraped raw. "Don't open the door." I didn't move. Didn't speak. My husband can't find out, I called. A pause. A tremor she tried to swallow. I think... He's outside. I stood slowly, every movement deliberate. The house felt smaller. Like it was listening. "Stay on the phone," I said. Calm, even. The way you speak when panic would only make things worse. I walked to the window. 2 fingers lifted the curtain. Just enough. Darkness. Then, headlights off. Engine running. His car. Idling. Waiting. My reflection stared back at me in the glass. Not afraid. Not yet. Because fear is loud. And whatever this was, it was quiet. And quiet things, they finish what they start. I didn't open the door. Not then. Instead, I watched. Listened. Her breathing on the line. Oniva, like she was counting something I couldn't see. "How long has he been there?" I asked. "I don't know." A lie. Too quick. Too rehearsed. "How long?" I repeated. This time she didn't answer. I didn't need her to, because I already knew. This wasn't new. You don't whisper like that the first time. You don't sound like prey unless you've already been hunted. I closed my eyes. Let the silence stretch. Then, "Has he hurt you?" Another pause. Longer this time. Yes. One word. Flat. Not emotional. That's when I understood. This wasn't fear. It was acceptance. And that made something inside me colder. When? Sometimes. Sometimes. Such a small word for something that doesn't stay small. I glanced back at the car. Still there. Still running. Patient. Like it knew we were talking. Like it didn't mind. Because it had time. "He doesn't know I kept my old phone," she whispered. Old phone. Hidden life. "Why tonight?" I asked. A breath. Then, he said something. "What?" Silence. Then softer. He said if I ever tried to leave, he'd make sure no one believed me. I nodded slowly, even though she couldn't see it. Of course he did. They always prepare the narrative before the crime. I looked at the door, then at the car, and finally, at the reflection staring back at me, because this wasn't just about her anymore. It was about what he thought he could do. And get away with. I didn't confront him that night. That would have been emotional. Messy. Uncontrolled. Instead, I told her to stay quiet. To hang up. To act like nothing happened. And she listened. Because she always did. Even when she shouldn't. The car left 20 minutes later. No headlights. Just darkness moving away. Like a secret returning to its hiding place. The next morning I made calls. Not frantic ones. Precise ones. A friend at a private clinic. Another at a legal firm. People who understood discretion. Patterns matter more than moments. And I needed patterns. Phone records. Bank statements. Medical visits. Every small fracture in the story. I visited her 2 days later. Unannounced. She smiled when she opened the door. Too quickly, like she'd practiced it. He stood behind her. Watching. Always watching. "Dad," she said. Soft. "Careful." He shook my hand. Firm grip. Steady eyes. A performance. "Good to see you," he said. I nodded. Likewise. We sat. We talked. Normal things. Weather. Work. The kind of conversation that hides everything real. But I noticed the way she flinched when he moved too fast. The way her eyes dropped before answering him. The way silence filled the room whenever he looked away. Fear has a rhythm, and hers was constant. I left without saying anything. Because truth doesn't need to be rushed. It just needs to be uncovered. The reports came in pieces. A hospital visit. Unreported. Bruises explained as accidental. A bank account. Not in her name, but funded by hers. And then, the call log. Dozens of blocked numbers, all leading back to him. Control. Isolation. Preparation. He wasn't just hurting her. He was building something. A version of reality where she had no voice, no proof, no escape. Except, he forgot one thing. She called me. And I don't forget. The final piece arrived in a sealed envelope. I opened it alone. Photos. Time-stamped. Grainy, but clear enough. Him, outside my house. Not just that night. Multiple nights. Watching, waiting, tracking. This wasn't anger. It was strategy. He wasn't reacting. He was planning. I closed the folder and scheduled dinner. All three of us. Neutral ground. Public. Safe. Or at least, it looked that way. He arrived first. Of course he did. Control again. She came after. Eyes down. I sat across from them. Placed the folder on the table. Didn't open it. Not yet. I know, I said. That's all. No explanation. No accusation. Just truth. He smiled. Confident. Know what? I slid the photos across. Slowly. Watched his fingers hesitate before touching them. Watched the moment his control cracked. Just slightly, but enough. Her eyes moved between us. Confusion. Fear. Hope. Explain, I said. Quiet. Calm. Final. He didn't. Because there are no explanations for patterns. Only excuses. And excuses collapse under evidence. I was protecting her, he said. Predictable. They were dangerous situations. More predictable. I nodded. As if I believed him. As if this was still a conversation. Then I reached into my coat. Another envelope. Thicker. He noticed. His eyes shifted. Calculation. Fear. I placed it in front of her. Open it. She hesitated. Then did. Inside. Legal documents. Filed. Prepared. Signed. Not by her, but for her. Restraining order. Financial separation. Medical reports. Everything he said didn't exist. Everything he tried to erase. Now permanent. Visible. Real. You think no one would believe you? I said, looking at her. They will. Then I looked at him. And they already do. He stood up. Too fast. Too late. Because control isn't about standing. It's about timing. And his had run out. You planned this, he said. Not angry. Impressed. Almost. I nodded once. Yes. Because revenge doesn't need noise. It just needs precision. She didn't cry. Not then. Not in front of him. She just sat there, holding proof. Holding truth. For the first time. Holding something he couldn't take away. I stood. Adjusted my coat. No rush. No emotion. Because this wasn't about anger. It never was. It was about balance. And now, things were even. I walked away without looking back. Didn't need to. Because some endings don't require witnesses. Just consequences. Outside, the air felt different. Cleaner. Or maybe I just noticed it for the first time. My phone stayed silent. No calls. No whispers. No fear. And as I stepped into the dark, I realized something simple. Something final. He thought he was the one watching from the shadows. But he never understood. I was the one who taught the dark how to wait,